All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Droppod podcast. Today we have a special guest. His name is Ryan. He's the founder and CEO of Retour Co. Woo! Yeah, so he came all the way from Oxnard, so it was a long trip. So thank you for coming. Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, so he brought in some cool stuff, some of his products that you're going to be seeing a lot of on our upcoming vlogs and TikToks and content. A lot of really good like handmade special clothing that you really can't get anywhere else, honestly. So it's really exciting to look at it. We're going to showcase it later. Check out one of our upcoming videos, but yeah, for now it's just just getting to know the brand and the inspiration behind coming out with this company. Yeah, so how's it going?
Good, man.
How's the drive? You've been on the road for like 10 hours.
That's what it seemed like. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 hours and some change, but it's worth it, dude. I met cool people, so
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks.
That's how I felt going to the photo shoot too. I was like, dang, this is a long drive, but it was cool. Like, it was super dope.
vibes, right?
Yeah, for
Get
sure.
there, relax, enjoy the view on PCH.
Yeah.
Did you take that one?
No, I didn't actually, but she did.
Oh man, yeah, I did. I took the whole drive on PCH. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy this beach view.
You're just like me. I'm the same way. Whenever I go out there and PCH is an option, I always just take PCH.
It's
If I-
nice.
If I'm listening to
Yeah.
traffic, I might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
versus just staring at concrete.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like Californians take it for granted,
Yeah.
Especially me, I live right there, like 10, 15 minutes away.
That's
So.
Yeah.
true. You're right next to the ocean, right?
Mhm.
Oh, that's not bad. Dang. I thought Oxnard was like further away from the ocean.
No, like it's like
It's literally
10 minutes
right there.
right. Yeah. Everything's by the water. It's pretty nice.
So you're born and raised in Oxnard?
Yeah, born and raised.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Wow. So, your background, your ethnicity, you're Filipino, right?
Yeah, and Pacific Islander.
And Pacific Islander.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So, part of the club.
Emmanuel thinks he's Filipino, y'all.
Literally. They adopted him.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
Filipinos always adopt people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the how many Filipinos have you had on this podcast? A lot.
Everyone except Ashford and Tarek.
Yeah.
Part of the-
definitely. That's
We
true.
just live in the creative space, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, that's
We
true.
belong here.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we took a look at some of the items you brought. The photo shoot, by the way, was really sick.
Thank
I was
you.
looking
Really
at it
appreciate that.
on Mariah's TikTok and also on the website. It's really nice. What inspired you to start Retour? Like,
Well, I started with 3 other friends. It started off as like a vintage resale page. So we all like were really heavy into vintage and like vintage culture. And then, like as we got older, I started to realize, okay, this shirt will probably look cool if this was like this, or like if the pants fit like this, And then it sparked my curiosity about like how I can like alter clothing. And then ultimately that turned into the brand.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's just through like alterations of like existing items. Because I have seen some brands like they'll get vintage clothing and put like their print
Yeah.
on top of it. Is that like how you kind of started?
Initially I did that. So one of our first collections, I got like a pair of Dickies, and then I was very into like Japanese like patchwork stuff. So I like patchworked a pair of Dickies, and that was like the first kind of like alteration thing I did. But yeah, it all started with the vintage stuff, and then it just carried on to like, okay, what do I need in my closet? I feel like that's what every brand owner starts with.
Yeah. So how long
what's
has
missing?
the company been around for? did you
Officially on paper since 2020.
Oh, wow.
Dope.
Yeah,
Okay, that's good.
3 years.
Same as me.
Mhm.
Kinda, yeah. It's
Nice.
like we were talking about it earlier. It's like that's the time like everyone was just like, you know what?
Let's
I'm
just
home,
start.
Like let's start.
Yeah.
something. Let's try something out. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. COVID was a big thing about that
Yeah.
because like I got furloughed from my job, and I was like,
Sounds just like me, man. I was
Yeah.
about to, you just took the words out. I was gonna say the same thing.
right? And it like I was like, okay, well shit, like I might as well try this, I'm not doing shit. I'm at the house,
Right.
and then
Give it a shot.
that's what happened. And I'm glad I did, because I know starting a brand now sounds like ridiculous. Or, like,
Yeah. The
it's like-
economy is like
yeah, or just the fact that like a lot of people are trying to do it now,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right.
It's more of like a trend now, though.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like a
Yeah.
trend to start a clothing brand, and that's even
Yeah.
what I was telling Mariah earlier. Was like you go on TikTok, it's like every other video is like someone's brand, and
Yeah.
I'm like a lot of them lack creativity. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
a cheap T-shirt, and they put some like design that's already out there, already exists, and they
Yeah.
just like put their logos in, and I'm like, that's not like what is this? It's just like a get rich quick thing, and
Yeah.
yeah. But what I appreciate about your stuff is like you're actually making clothes. Like you're not
Thank
just
you. Yeah.
getting a T-shirt from downtown and just stamping your thing on
Right.
it. Like,
And it's good quality.
and it's good quality too. Yeah, it's actually like you
Thank
made
you.
it. So
Yeah, I
that's
really
what makes
appreciate
it
that.
different. Yeah, I think that's what separates like a brand from just like
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
even know what that thing's even called, merch. I guess.
Merch.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like that's like
yeah.
rapper like
Merch.
clothes.
Yeah.
Right, right.
It's like there's no real like.
Like you're hands on with it.
Yeah.
compared
Oh,
to-
for sure. I
yeah.
try not to ever use blanks. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like how you were saying, like I don't ever really go to like a wholesale place and then buy a shirt. I go to the manufacturer, pick like the roll of fabric, even if it down to the t-shirt. So like I'll pick the roll of fabric and then send them dimensions. It's never like, okay, we already have this shirt, just slap my logo on it.
Right.
Yeah, never really do that.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely the best way to go about it because it's like you have like an actual authentic brand instead of it's just something anyone can just replicate. That's like the cool thing about it. You're talking about being furloughed, like how
Yeah.
I mean the pandemic definitely was a big turning point for a lot of people. So like what I mean, you said you're doing the vintage stuff, you got furloughed from your job, but how did you like find the inspiration to like get into this? Like what kind of sparked that interest outside of just like, you know, the vintage?
I mean, I've always liked
Uh-huh.
clothes. So, yeah, I've never been really, I never came from a family with money. So I always had to find the means to like be drippy. You know what I mean? Like, so that's how it started with the vintage thing. And then like, I would look at other people's clothing and I'm like, dude, this is missing something. And like off top, it's already like cheaper to make it. I'm already thinking that like, okay, if I go to make this myself and somehow make it profitable, then I could drip myself out and then like share with everybody else too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's like a big inspiration to me.
Yeah. I agree. It's funny because it's like 2020 is like really interesting because you look at then and then you look at people's situations now. It's like you could see who took that time to actually do something with their life and who like just bullshit the entire year and just fucked around, blew all their money, and then like they're trying to figure things out now. It's like it was like a really big turning point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And you oh you're saying? Oh no. So you also said that you went to Cal State Long Beach, got
Yeah.
your degree in civil engineering. I mean, I could kind of see it in your designs, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar. I mean, you obviously know Virgil Abloh. Do you know he was
Yeah,
a civil
yeah.
engineer?
He was a architect or civil engineer. Something
Yeah,
like
yeah. So when you told me that, I was like, oh, okay, I can
Yeah.
kind of see it. Because at first, when I was looking at your stuff, I was like, I could see like the, how you say,
Like the technical-
the technical, like the
that. Right.
construction, not construction. I forgot the architecture.
Yeah.
like
Like the
architecture
blueprint
behind
of
it.
the like
Yeah,
the garment. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Because yeah, when you make a article of clothing, you have to send the measurements and
Yeah.
I use AutoCAD, which is like
Oh yeah, for like 3D
you kind of
models,
use that for like buildings and stuff like that, and that's kind of how I learned my like general basis of like sending something off to someone
Yeah,
with measurements, and you have to make sure in clothing it's called a tech pack,
I see.
but in architecture and civil engineering that's a blueprint.
Yeah.
Essentially it's the same thing. It goes like hand in hand, you know, but different industries.
That's crazy.
That's
Just
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So what's like the inspiration behind each collection? Like how does it come about?
I feel like the best collections are always like it sounds so cliche, but it comes from me and like from within, like, you know, like so I pull a lot of inspiration from where I come from, how I grew up, and like how can I reflect that into my clothing? So a lot of it is like based and like um if you're from Oxnard, you know there's a difference between the South and the North. So like I like to represent the South in my collections. That's a little taste for like the people listening from the home. They know what that means. So it's like the more impoverished side of town, like a little bit more culture, like, and then the north is like the gentrified side, you know. And then if you're from the south, you know, you have a little bit more grit to you, and I like to reflect that in my collections.
Oh, I see.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, I noticed that you like reconstructed the barang, right? So
Yeah,
It's like a modernized.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. So what I mean, I know that's like part of your culture. So how did you go about that, like figuring out what designs to put inside?
Yeah. Okay. So like the patterns I chose were our traditional like Filipino like patterns,
I see.
and I incorporated with paisley, and everyone knows paisley is like a neighborhood staple, right? So like I had to like to get the textile right. It had to be a mix of the two because I didn't want it to be too culturally like I don't know how to word this like too Filipino, I guess. So it doesn't really appeal to
So
the
you want to
masses.
just
Yeah, I
wear
want
it.
people of every culture to wear it. I don't want it to be just like a Filipino piece. So I kind of tried to make the textile kind of neutral in the way, but still represent my culture at the same time. And where I'm from, like that's where the paisley is from.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really
That's dope.
sick. So Retour, where did the name come from?
Okay, I wish I had a cool story for you guys, but we're all thinking about names. It's me, my boy Stevie, Byron, and my homie AJ. We're all thinking about names, right? And we're like, dude, like, how can we say like vintage in a cool way, or like, and then we started to go that way, and we were like, vintage, throwback. So we're like, how do you say throwback in French? And we Google translated it, right? And then Retour came out. I
Oh
don't think that's
wow.
the technical term, but like that's what Google Translate said. So
Yeah.
I see.
Oh
yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
yeah. So that's where it started, and it sounds cool. Like Retour is cool, and
Yeah.
like it being French is like
There's a
gives it like a
backstory to it.
fashion housey
Oh,
vibe, you
I
know?
see. So
That's true, yeah.
it's probably like Retour or something.
Yeah, it's probably like that. Yeah,
Retour.
yeah. I don't have a really cool like background story about that,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
that's
it's
still an interesting way to come about it,
Google
though, you know?
Translate. Yeah,
It's
that's what happened.
interesting. Okay, Retour. Okay. When you
Retour.
said it, when you said brought up recycling, I thought like Retour, like an artist that's on tour and then like they do
Yeah,
the
yeah,
tour
or
again.
like it all
Like
goes
how like
hand
the
in hand.
clothing goes
Yeah.
back. I mean, yeah. I mean, both of them make sense. Yeah, it's a Retour.
Retour.
That's what
I
we're
like the
calling it
obscurity of it too, because I
Yeah.
get that question a lot. Like a lot of people don't know what it means. Like
Yeah.
I don't really even know what it means, you know. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's good on a branding standpoint because I
Yeah.
could like fit in different molds, you know.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's true. So like, I mean, obviously starting a business in this environment is very competitive.
Yeah.
How do you manage to like separate yourself from like you know we just said like everyone is like starting a fast fashion brand now. So like how do you manage to stay authentic to yourself, not you know go out of like what your true vision is to keep up with the competition?
I believe like everyone has a story to tell,
Yeah.
so I just continue to tell my story, and no one ever could replicate my story.
Yeah.
So that's how I stay authentic.
Let's talk about you growing up. So, how was that growing up in Oxnard? I know you said for the people that
Yeah.
are, you
Um.
know.
Well, growing up in the South is like tough. I come from a single parent household, so it's just my mom and my sister. And yeah, like I've always been into clothes. So like my grandpa used to sew and stuff. So I always like looked at him and like what he was doing, and he was like, it was one of those machines where you had to press with your
My
pedal.
mom had that too.
Yeah, so I was like, what is he doing? And then
Yeah.
like, he would like alter my like uniform pants because we still would wear a uniform, and you know like I'm shorter, so he'd have to like hem the bottom, and then, like I was a chubby kid too, so
Oh.
it'd be like really big waist and like tiny inseam, you know. So I always found that interesting, you know, and like yeah, I mean, fashion's always been a big thing. My mom is like really into clothes too, and yeah, it kind of stems from my grandpa.
I see.
That's dope.
What
Yeah.
are some of your inspirational brands and designers
Um,
when you were growing up?
Oh, well, shoot. When I was growing up, I would wear like South Pole and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
the
I
stuff from
feel it.
like the flea market and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mervyn's to get all my
Mervyn's,
Yeah,
exactly.
Mervyn's.
all South Pole.
Yeah.
Shoes,
Yeah.
shorts, those jean shorts with the bedazzle on the
Yeah,
back.
yeah, no,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was my whole fit. South Pole head to toe. Like,
Yeah, even they had the fake shell toes too, or the Fat Farms. You know what Fat
Yeah.
Farm? Yeah, dude. I had those, like all the like sub brands, I guess you can call
Right,
them, or like
right.
whatever they're called.
The off-brand
The off
stuff.
brand. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had that. I mean,
I feel it, man. We
but
all had to go through it.
now, like currently, my inspiration. Oh, Emilion Dior is definitely a big inspiration to me.
Yeah.
So I like how they do like a formal kind of like flip into something more casual. So they'll do like like a suit trouser with like a baseball cap, and like that's like it seems so like whatever, like not innovative, but that's actually really innovative in like the fashion realm because like that back in like what the early 2000s, that was like, dude, what are you doing? Like you're wearing a polo with a baseball hat, you know, they're probably like, what the heck? Why don't you just do your hair, you know?
Right.
Right. So that I think that's really groundbreaking, mixing the two or like blending formal and casual. I like to do that.
That's dope.
that's cool. Where do you see yourself like in like 5 years? Like, where do you see the brand?
Um, I shoot, hopefully growing. Like I mean, like I'm still learning. Like I don't want to act like I know everything. So
Right.
during the process, like I'm learning and I'm getting better every day. So I feel like hopefully that translates into my collections.
Yeah.
Do you ever want to have like a physical like brick and mortar store or
Shoot, I don't know. If I do, it would probably be in the city, and I would want to like not it be specifically a Retour store, something where I can like cultivate different brands that kind of represent the whole Retour ethos.
I see.
I
You know what I'm
like that.
saying?
So it's like
So-
Kith, kind of like what they do.
Yeah, so they don't
Yeah.
only carry Kith, they
Yeah,
carry like
Right.
brands that
Balenciaga,
they
all
feel
that
like,
stuff.
you know,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think Kith does a good job with that, especially their brick and mortars. Like each one, even like the one in West Hollywood and then down the street Beverly Hills, like two complete different like vibes.
And
of
the ice
each.
cream, dude, see, it's like a
Yeah.
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
experience.
It's a whole
I love that.
experience.
I think
Right.
that's so
I
awesome.
know. I don't. I like when I go Kith, like I hardly buy anything, but just going there is just like
You're there for
it's
the
like you're at
environment.
Disneyland. It's like weird. Like you're just going there, just like oh, like let me just see what's there. Like
Yeah.
that's cool.
Do you still work with your homeboys that you originally started the brand?
Yeah, it's me and Byron right now. But we do partner up with Stevie from time to time. He still sells vintage, so I like to keep that like part of the brand alive, and it lives through Steve. Me and Byron do like events together, and that's what he specializes in is like throwing events. He has a whole like dance community out in Oxnard, so he runs like pretty much everything. So when we throw events, it just makes sense. Like the kids have a place to perform. I can showcase the clothing, and then like we'll bring in Stevie. He'll sell vintage and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of whole like a
Oh,
whole
that's cool.
ecosystem. Yeah.
That's just,
So we
That's
still
cool.
yeah we still work with each other. It's just like on paper, it's just pretty much me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any upcoming events?
Yeah, we have a night market in November. So November 18th, we like to throw the night markets are quarterly. So we do like vintage, we do like other streetwear brands and sometimes it's like lifestyle stuff. So we'll do like nail artists or like tooth gem girls, like stuff like that, just to like kind of build a community out there.
Right.
Cause it's like a pocket, right? We're far enough from LA where it doesn't feel like LA,
Yeah.
but we still like LA things. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So that's why I like to do that out there.
Just incorporate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You definitely got to send us the flyer. Keep
yeah.
us up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, I would love to see you guys there.
We'd be down to pop up.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I've never been to Oxnard, so definitely want to check it out.
Gotta get toppers and you gotta get tacos.
Yeah.
That's like our thing.
Okay. We'll remember that.
For sure.
But yeah, definitely shoot the flyer. We'd be down to come. That'd be
How
cool.
far is Oxnard from Sloving? Because I've been to Solvang.
Solvang.
Yeah.
Like an hour, maybe
Okay,
something
so
like
it's,
that.
not that close. I don't know if I've like probably driven through Oxnard or somewhere.
You know, you
I
for
mean,
sure. If
yeah,
you
you
if you
definitely
came from LA, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Solvang, that's my hideout spot.
I like Solving. It's just like a mini
I
like
go there to escape.
hideout, literally. Yeah,
I go there
like
to escape and then
That's like wine country too, so there's a
Yeah.
lot of good wines out there.
Yeah.
should we expect from you from this upcoming year or for this fall season, winter season?
Oh, I have this like flannel I'm dropping. So it's very well, if you look at my work, it has a lot of like Chicano and like Latin culture infused in it. Cause growing up in Oxnard, that I was like the Asian kid that hung out with all the Mexicans, you
Yeah.
know? So like I picked up a lot of like game from them and just like how I crease my dickies or like how I like wear like my pro club was like an XL. You know what I mean? When I should be wearing like a medium or large, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like yeah, I pull a lot of influence from that and yeah, I have a flannel coming out that I'm really really proud of. Excited for you guys to see that one.
That's
And
dope.
a lot of your clothing is unisex, or do you mostly?
Yeah, it's well, technically it is unisex because I like to make the garments shorter
Yeah.
just because I like that like cropped look or like the alter, like I don't like it to look like a regular t-shirt or like a regular shirt. So
Right.
I really play with dimensions and how everything fits. So I caters to women because it's a lot shorter and it's usually boxier too.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah, that's what I noticed the day of that shoot. I was like, it is very unisex, and I like that, especially because I do find myself in the men's section a lot.
Yeah.
So I actually like that it was unisex. I
It's
was like, oh, this is actually dope. Like,
That's funny. I actually shop in the women's section too.
oh,
When I'm
really?
at the thrift store, like I make sure I check the women's section because you guys
Yeah.
have interesting fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Right?
definitely do.
Yeah, like it's like if you go to the men's section, you'll find a t-shirt and they all fit the
Just
same.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But like in women's clothing, like they're either shorter, they're wider, and like the shoulders drop
They flare
differently.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so I love that. I think incorporating the weirdness and like that into my collections
Yeah.
is really good.
And I love the weirdness. Like that's my
Yeah.
staple. Like I love weird. Like
It's good to get a little weird sometimes,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
My question was about the civil engineering. So like,
Okay.
Yeah, bring it back.
What
Bring
made
it back.
you what made you want to go that route?
Oh, dude. Man, when you're a Filipino, it's either like you want to they tell you you should be an engineer or a nurse. There's no
Yeah.
really in between, you know?
Yeah,
Like
it's one or the two.
they want that and then I kind of just felt like I had nothing else I was good at. To be honest, I was like since I was like a little kid and they were like you're good at math. You should do this. You should do this. You know? So
Kinda
I
embedded
kind of
you.
just like stuck with it, you know? Until I found this, you know?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So, okay, let's talk about that. So, being with Filipino culture, you already know how it is. How
Yeah.
was it with your family? Like, how did they respond to you wanting to be full time in fashion?
My mom still gives me something about it.
I
Like
bet.
she's still like she's like, when are you gonna get a job? I'm like, Mom, I
real
have a
job.
job.
This is
Like,
my job.
This is my job, you know?
Yeah.
It's I mean,
Some
like,
get it, some don't. Like,
yeah, like she doesn't get it. Like she'll call me and she's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm still in bed, Mom. I'm like, it's 11 o'clock. What are you doing? Or I'm like, I'm self-employed. Like I can wake up, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but she doesn't understand how the business works
Right.
and like the ins and out of it. Cause it's like it's so new. Like they were my mom's in her 60s now. So back then there was college or nothing. Like you
yeah.
really
The
weren't doing,
traditional
yeah,
way of life.
you
Yeah.
weren't really doing anything, especially coming from the Philippines. You know, like you couldn't really do much. If you didn't go to college, you were like
You
not
literally
going
couldn't do
anywhere.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even get hired at a grocery store without a college degree in the Philippines. Like, even
Yeah,
the elevators,
Crazy. I
like,
didn't even know that.
at MOA, which is the main mall in the Philippines in Manila, they have people that work in the elevators. So like you come in, they ask you what floor you're going to, they press it, whatever. You need to have a college degree just to be an elevator person. Like
Dang,
you
that's
need a college
crazy.
degree for everything in the Philippines, and it's so insane. Like I can't. And there's no AC in the elevators, let me tell you that. Like it's hot.
Yeah.
I need to be educated and hot.
Yeah, educated and hot to press an elevator
That's
button.
how it's like here in California, especially. It's like even with the college degree, you're like barely getting by. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's gotten to the point like it used to be college or nothing. Now it's like you really have to weigh out what am I going to major in, how much in debt am I going to be, and what's like the minimum entry level job I can get.
Yeah.
How much is that going to pay me? Am I even going to get the job? Like, what's the
Yeah.
percentage of me even landing that job?
Dude, yes.
Like, there's so many factors because it's like really hard. Because I'm not gonna be honest, I sometimes like earlier in Droppod, I was like, "Fuck this! Like, this is
Yeah,
hard."
I
bro.
need- yeah.
I'm gonna go like
I
get a
need some
job.
money.
And
Yeah.
like, dude, it was so hard to get a job. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I have a degree, I have a master's. I'm like, why is it so hard to get work? Like,
Yeah.
and it was just, I was just like, okay, I guess it's like what I have to do is it's in my
Time
head.
to
I
stick
have
it out.
nothing else to do, so let me just like follow through with what I'm doing. But yeah, it's I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, they, when my parents are foreigners too, so like they definitely didn't understand reselling shoes, flipping shoes.
Yeah, yeah,
It made
for
no
sure.
sense to them, like at all. It
You're
was
like,
like,
what is this?
yeah, like
Who would
what?
pay 500 for these?
Right,
Like, they
literally.
don't get it.
Oh
Yeah.
my
They
gosh.
don't get
You're
it.
tripping, son. You're
Yeah.
tripping.
They didn't get it. Yeah, until like I don't know, until like I started making like serious money and like they start seeing like 30 shoes show up at the house, and then I'm like meeting up with who like going these places. Then they're like, okay, I guess this is like a real thing.
Yeah.
And
He can make money.
yeah, but I mean, it is different now. Like it's like crazy because
Yeah.
even just like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, it was like if you want to make it in a creative space, it's like YouTube. Now it's like people are like you actually need a talent. Like for example, like and make good YouTube videos. Now it's just like you clearly be a jackass on TikTok or Twitch
Yeah.
and become like the
Million
next
views.
big thing.
Yeah.
It's so crazy like how easy it is to make money, but yet it's like really hard too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. We'll go off on a tangent.
Do it. I want to hear it. I want to hear
Yeah,
it.
I want to
I
hear
didn't
this
talk
too.
to
He
this
has
one-
interesting stories.
Yeah.
Very.
I talked to this one guy. This story's not as interesting.
Oh,
I can't
okay.
tell the juicy stories on camera.
Oh, okay. It's off-camera
I'll
topics.
get all of
Those
us
are
in trouble.
exclusives.
But he was trying to get me to like join his business, like this like sketchy business. I was like,
Was he like a Forex trader or something?
not that. I think he was trying to like it was the insurance dude, the one I told you about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was trying to get me to join his thing, and obviously I knew it wasn't legit because the way he was explaining it.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking about helping people. He was talking about how much money you can make. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's I don't know CEO that's like, oh, like focus on the money, not like actual
Helping people,
helping
impacting.
people. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
he did make a good point. He said, because he's African, he was all like, a lot of Africans, and I think you guys can relate too, because you're Filipino, so it's the same foreign, like the international mindset. Is like they tell your kids, go to school, become a doctor, become an engineer, become a lawyer, and that's great. It pays well, right? But when you guys graduate, you get that degree, you end up going to work for like a white guy or
Yeah.
that doesn't have probably your level of education, but he created a business. So you're
Right.
going there as an
Or it's passed
employee,
down to
or it's
Right.
passed down, yeah, or you work for someone else like that, and it's like, and then we look back and we're wondering why are people suffering? Like, why isn't Africa developing? Why we have all of these degrees, we're all educated, but yet he's like, the problem is we don't own anything.
Yeah.
Like everything is just like you're the smartest guy in the room, but you don't own shit.
Right.
It's the guys that like don't have your level of education,
But they own.
but they own everything you use.
He hired you to produce his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally hired you. He's like, oh wow, this is a really smart guy. Okay,
Yeah.
come work for me, and he has the money, so he's gonna pay you, and you're gonna do the job. So it was interesting because I was like, I put this perspective. I was like, he's right. Like, even though some of these career paths may not seem like, wow, like you're gonna be, I mean, at least at like the first couple of years, because starting business obviously is never like you're not gonna end up like Jeff Bezos overnight.
Right.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
like it in the long run, owning your own thing, like Retour, for example, like you can pass it down to like your children,
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
Like same with Droppod, like whatever I end up doing the company, like I could always, it's something like we all own, like you could give it to your child, like it takes care of your family for generations.
Yeah.
Just do your hard work versus like getting a job at, I don't know, let's say NASA or somewhere, which is fucking sick. That's awesome.
that's fire.
But like, you don't own NASA. You
Yeah,
can't
you don't.
Right.
and NASA doesn't give a shit about your great grandchildren. Like, they'll give a crap about let's help the Philippines. Let's do this. Like,
Yeah.
it's like that's kind of like what I was trying to get to. Yeah.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. Ownership is everything.
Yeah. Ownership is everything.
But a lot of people too. I mean, they don't know how to utilize their money as a source of like building your own brand or building your own company so that you can have like longevity and be able to
Yeah.
pass something down. But also too,
Right.
they work you so hard so you can't have that
Exactly.
type of mental space to even think of something creative. It's
And they
like,
give you the perks.
Yeah.
I used to work in the hotel industry, and those perks, those perks were perks. Like, dude, people were hooked on the perks. It was like, it's crazy because it's called perks. Like, dude, people like, I remember my first week, everyone was coming up to me, dude, you just gotta stay 1 year, you get 13 free nights at a hotel. I was like, I know it's different because I was like, bro, that shit doesn't excite me, man. Like, that's
Yeah.
whack as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
13.
I'm like,
13 nights. Wow.
I'm like, wow, oh, crazy, 13 free nights. I'm like, bro, like my goal is to literally go to these hotels on my own dollar whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
Spend however I
I'm trying
want.
to own the hotel,
Yeah,
matter
like,
of
dude,
fact.
like
Yeah.
13 nights, and they're like, make sure you save it up, and you also get this discount here, this discount there, and like it's crazy because it's like that's how they keep you. That's because if you're in that environment, you get to travel all around the country. You get your free nights. You get your all your other shit. Everything's handled. You don't have to go to bed. Think about employees, insurance, taxes. Why would you want to leave? Like it's like, dude,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah.
But then obviously one day you have to retire, right? And then you realize like, crap, like those free nights, the
Caught
isn't
up.
gonna take care of my children. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are just so into like the quote unquote security of a job, you know? But at the end of the day, like there's no such thing as jobs. You guys just talked about how you guys both
There's
got
no
laid
job
off. There's
security.
no such thing
Yeah.
as job security.
I had the
But
most
people are
security.
hooked on, oh, I have health benefits, I have this and that. But it's like, okay, but if you get fired, that's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, there's kiss my ass. There's no such thing as job
Do
security.
you have any kids or?
I don't have any kids, luckily.
Do you want
Girlfriend,
kids?
wife?
I do, not anytime soon. At all. Like I like the freedom. I think that's why, like,
Yeah.
speaking on that, like
Yeah.
being like self-employed in person, like I don't have to answer to anybody.
Right.
So like I can clock in when I want to. But the thing is you never clock out. So there is some downsides
Yeah,
to
you
owning
do
a
have to
business.
have the discipline for sure. And that's the thing, like, I think a lot of people use the term business owner so lightly and loosely
CEO.
nowadays, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm the CEO of this, but it's like, no, you're not. Like, you're not doing
Yeah.
any of the work. You know, like people get into this thinking like, oh yeah, I could wake up whenever I want and do this and that. But it's like, yeah, but you really have
You gotta grind.
this. You put in way more work than a 9 to 5. You're
For
working
sure.
18-hour days, 20-hour days. You're doing research. You're working on website stuff. You're reaching. You know, like I don't. People
Sometimes
don't
you're not even
realize.
making money.
Yeah,
You're
literally,
working,
like
just like working.
Yeah.
you're going a minute without making money.
For sure. I
For
barely
a
paid
while.
myself like maybe last year.
Yeah, I
I've been in
believe it. It
business
takes
for
time.
like 3 years and I paid myself for the first time last year.
Wow.
And
So
that's
like
pretty quick too, because most
saw it.
businesses it takes about like 5 years. So, you know, like a lot of people don't, they just think it's like a get rich quick thing. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, bro, it takes fucking time to make money. But when it makes money, everything's well worth it, you
Yeah,
know?
it's worth
All the late nights, early mornings, the
Yeah.
stress, the tears, everything.
and that's business ownership. Like it's, you can't get to the top without any of that.
100%.
Exactly. And I mean, I think another way is like that's why it's like so few people are at that level because it's like to get there, it's gonna kick your ass. Like it's gonna make you're gonna wake up sometimes and be like,
It's gonna break you down.
it's gonna
for
break
sure.
you down. And I feel like that's why not everyone is at that position of like, you know, obviously like the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all of that. Even though those guys had money, it still wasn't an easy path, right?
Yeah.
Like they still had to put in the work. That's the one thing I don't like when people go, well, they had the money. I'm like, yeah, they had the money, but like there's discipline. Like
100%.
you can have all the money in the world, but if you have zero discipline,
It's
zero
not gonna
work ethic, you're making excuses for yourself, you're gonna blow that money and just like be in the same position as if you were without it. So I mean, it's definitely tough.
Yeah, but going back to the no kids. So how old are you? I don't even think I ever asked you
I'm
that.
27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Close to the
so
same age, yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
When's your birthday?
August 1st.
Oh, so
Yeah,
just
so
happy
it just
belated.
happened. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Happy belated.
Leo gang, right?
Yeah, Leo.
to see it.
Is that a good or bad thing?
It's
I always get
okay.
like, okay,
No, Leos are like very headstrong.
Okay,
Like
okay,
they're
good.
very passionate, especially Leo men.
Mm,
Once they focus on something, they have the drive to do it. So
I have
the fact that
addictive
you're,
tendencies for
yeah,
sure.
and you're
Like,
in engineering at that.
yeah,
So
I
if
get super hyper fixated on things. So
yeah,
like, if I really like, I don't know, like crochet shirts or something, for the time being, I'm like,
Stuck on
that's
it.
all I need. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
until I either like make one or like drop it.
That's good. That's good focus.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Good and bad.
So
I
what's your
think.
favorite sneaker right now?
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a hard question. Uh, to be honest, I'm not really a sneaker guy. I like Wallabies. Like Clark Wallabies are my favorite shoe like ever.
Wallabies.
Yeah. Or like Doc Martens,
Yeah.
like loafers. I like loafers
Mm-hmm.
and like Wallabies. The things you can dress up and down. Kind of goes with the brand,
Gotcha.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
very much with the brand.
Mhm.
I
Definitely.
see. Yeah, I mean that it makes sense. You're a fashion designer, so if you're like walking around in dunks,
All the time.
you kind of look like what's that thing? Damn.
Thug?
No, I forgot the word. You look like not like a knockoff.
What?
Shit, I forgot.
Replica?
Hype beast?
No, like I'm not. You're like not the real McCoy. Like
Oh.
you look like
A poser?
I would guess
A poser.
poser.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. Why?
Poser's not the
Yeah.
word, but like poser's the closest I can get to it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like a poser. Like if you wear like the basic shoes, everyone all the
Yeah.
people
Well,
wear.
I still like that. I
Yeah.
mean, I got J's on right now, but
Yeah.
when I'm usually like
It's not like
going
your
out,
day-to-day,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm either like in Clark's or slides. Really, I kind of live in slides, to be honest.
Comfortable. You can never
Yeah.
go
That makes
wrong.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I agree.
Bro got slides on right now.
Yeah, I was about to
say.
His main shoes were at the entry over there. So-
If I could wear slides to every occasion, I would wear slides to every occasion.
At one
Yeah.
point, I was wearing these to every occasion.
Really, like to a wedding, you'd pull
Okay,
up
not
like
wedding.
Oh.
Like if I could do that, I would do that.
You know, speaking
what I'm
of
saying?
wedding, I have a wedding coming up on Friday, and I created a good fit. Like I have a all black suit with a black bow tie, and I wear my space boots. Those boots you saw me wearing the other day.
The white ones?
Yeah, the white ones. I put with the suit.
Oh, nice.
Man, I got so many compliments at the last event
Nice.
I went to with it. So I'm gonna take some pictures now.
You should.
Yeah, my girlfriend hates
There's
it
some
when I wear
funky
them.
boots.
She tells me not to.
Oh,
wear them,
really?
but they look sick, man. Like they're.
Wait, why doesn't Hannah like them? Just because they're funky?
She says they look weird.
Because they're
It
funky?
attracts
I like the
attention.
funkiness.
They're like I gotta show you. They look like
They literally look like moon boots. Like,
yeah.
I like that. I like
yeah,
stuff
me
like
too.
that.
I
I wear
like
them
the
with my suit.
funkiness.
It's different. It's like everyone's
Yeah.
gonna wear their dress shoes. I'm like, let me go there.
Yeah.
Boots.
Pull up in your slides, bro.
Oh,
I say just do it.
that'll be a
You know?
violation.
Just make sure your socks are like fresh.
Yeah, yeah,
I also
yeah.
have Chris socks.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can't wear like these socks are brand new. I don't think I've ever worn these.
Yeah, it works. Like,
Yeah.
dude, imagine like I like that juxtaposition, dude. You know, like
Yeah.
you're like in a suit and then now you got
Got some
like
casual
sandals.
shit.
You know, that shit is tight. You gotta just own the room though. When you walk in,
Yeah,
you're like,
you
I
gotta
got
walk in with confidence.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
like, oh damn, I'm in
Yeah,
slides.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, but that's why I wore the moon boots because I was like, I felt it helped like make you feel different. So like, you walk in like you know that you're wearing the crazy shoes, so you gotta
all eyes on
hold
you.
yourself to a certain level.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll wear with some sweatpants and a white tee if you and you on a regular.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the uniform out in like the city. Like
Yeah.
people wear the white T-shirt and they're in like Dickies or like
That's true. That's true.
With the moon boots.
with the moon boots.
With the moon boots. I forgot about those shoes actually.
I found those shoes. They're a great steal. They had like this outlet sale in Beverly Hills, and the moon boots were $700. I paid $150 for them.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Steal.
Yeah, it's steal. And then the person I went there with, she got Dior heels. I think they were like almost $1,000 heels. She paid $360 for them.
Dang.
Yeah.
What outlet did you go to?
It was in Beverly Hills.
Oh wow.
They even have one down the street here.
Yeah.
What's it called?
6 something. Next time they have it, we can go.
Just highlight it
There's
on.
actually some
on
cool
the-
shit there.
No, actually, don't highlight it on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, don't
Hey,
write it out. Just
yeah,
keep it between us.
It's like really good stuff, and like they sell Kith, everything. Like if you ever want like the cheapest like luxury stuff, It's like in Beverly Hills, one of the streets there, and you just
Put
go
in the
there.
group chat.
Yeah, put in the
Yeah.
group chat. Don't.
It's
Don't.
really good shit.
We're not gonna get.
We're gonna
y'all just
gatekeep
yet-
this
just
one.
yet.
The only thing we're gonna gatekeep from y'all.
Yeah, they have good shit, really good stuff.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So, how do your friends feel like when you run your own business? Like, are they like?
They like it because anytime I can get them involved, like
Yeah.
I try to, you know, like
Mhm.
I have a best friend who he like helps me with everything. Shout out to Josh. Yeah.
Shout out, Josh.
Like he helps me with everything. Like everything he can possibly help with, like he'll try to help me out, and like I just know it's coming from a genuine place because that's like my best friend, you know.
Mhm.
And it feels good to like get other people involved too. Like I have a homie named Croc. He does like interviews and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
he'll do like the interviews for like my market, or like say we go somewhere and like he wants to do like a little interview thing. I'll do all the content creation. So like that's like skills I picked up doing the brand, you know. If I could help someone else with the skills I developed, you know, that's I
Yeah.
think that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's dope.
So, like, you do all the editing too, or?
Yeah, so
that's cool.
editing. Well, I mean, for the most part, I'll hire like videographers or photographers when I need it, but like if it's like little things like the little interview thing, I'll like edit it,
I
or
see.
like but yeah, all the graphics and stuff, I had to learn that myself.
Yeah.
Like I the first day I ever hopped on Photoshop, I was like, yo, what the hell are we what
Like,
am I
what
doing
is
here?
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay, I like I had to
Yeah, yeah, you
I
can.
was like, what the fuck am I doing here, dude? Like I had no clue at all, and like, you know,
It's like a foreign language.
over time, you know, you learn.
So if you had to choose your top 3 brands to do a collaboration with, who would it be?
Okay, it would definitely be Clark's for one. That's my number one. Two, ALD, A Million Door, because they really really inspire me. And then like obviously Nike, I think that's the golden standard of collabs.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'd have to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Get at him, y'all. We're gonna tag y'all.
That shit would be dope.
Yeah, that would be super dope, actually. I can't wait to see it.
Nike collab. I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see that too.
Coming soon.
I hope so. That would be really sick.
That'd be crazy. Yeah. I mean, they had that Born and Raised. Just
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude! Shout out to Harvey
Then,
Santo.
yeah.
Dang, he's another big inspiration to me. Like
Yeah.
another brand that kind of like represents where he's coming from.
Yeah,
And I think
for
that's
sure.
like it doesn't get more authentic than that, right?
Yeah. It's unfortunate that he died like before
Yeah.
it, like officially dropped. But I mean, at least you got to see it and do. I mean, I think he gave some shoes to like his old school or something.
Yeah, his
before
alma
he
mater, or
Yeah.
yeah, his high school.
Yeah,
Mhm.
his high school. So, yeah.
Yeah. And they've been real consistent with the drops too, like since he
Mhm.
passed.
So far.
Yeah.
I think it's run by two people. So
Mhm.
there's his name's Two Tone, I think, the guy
Yeah.
who runs it now, and then Sponto is the one who passed, unfortunately.
Right.
I see. All right, guys. If you guys want some fits,
Link
Shop-
will be in bio.
link will be in bio. We'll put the Retour
Or
website on there
caption.
and below. So make sure to go below. Also, stay tuned for
The styling.
the
vlogs.
styling vlogs and the TikTok. So we're gonna be doing some content with the stuff. So
Love
you
it.
guys can see what it looks
Excited.
like. And then yeah, especially the shorts, because I'm a big guy, so you know, like the shorts, I never lie about shorts. So I'm very
Truthful.
very strict on shorts. So you guys definitely want to tap in for that.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you guys again on the next podcast. Stay safe. Peace out.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.
All right, guys. If you guys want some fits,
Link
shop-
will be in bio.
link will be in bio. We'll put the Retour
Or
website on there
caption.
and below. So make sure to go below. Also, stay tuned for
The styling.
the
vlogs.
styling vlogs and the TikTok. So we're gonna be doing some content with the stuff.
Love
So you
it.
guys can see what it looks
Excited.
like. And then yeah, especially the shorts, because I'm a big guy, so you know, like the shorts, I never lie about shorts. So I'm very
Truthful.
very strict on shorts. So you guys definitely want to tap in for that.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you guys again on the next podcast. Stay safe. Peace out.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Peace out.